Hello everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Oasis, which is a science fiction role-playing game produced by Dark City Games. It uses the exact same system, really, that the fantasy versions that we talked about in a previous video do. This game does provide some interesting technological advances over swords and battle axes because you have ray guns and projectile shooters and things like that. But basically, it's the exact same kind of thing. You have a set of counters that go with the game, with different creatures and different aliens and so on and so forth that you'll encounter during the game. And it also has a nice little map that allows you to play out the adventure with each different little paragraph entry using different parts of the map. So we'll have a vehicle, we have an indoor section, we have some different types of terrain to work with. In the game itself, it's formatted the exact same way that it was with the previous games, which is that in this case, it opens up with a little bit of a discussion of the rules, how the game works, tells you how to play the game, how to take actions, and then it goes on and talks about everything from the types of things that you can do to the types of weapons that you can carry and what effects they have in the game. It's again based on the old original Fantasy Trip system with some modifications, and it works very well. I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised the first time I opened one of these a few years back. This one's I chose this particular game to show you mostly because of the awesome cover illustration, but they're all excellent, and they all have very different little kinds of adventures going on in them. In this particular case, once you get through that, you go into the paragraph system, which we talked about before, but we'll go over again briefly. Basically, you begin with paragraph 1, it sets up the situation, and then depending on what decisions you take, it'll take you to a different paragraph in the system. And the paragraphs won't be co-located because that would be too easy. So it might tell you you're going to paragraph 30 or going to paragraph 60 or whatever. And from there you go and you read what happens there and you take decisions based on what the content of the paragraph tells you. If combat results, you break out the counters and you put them on the map and you engage in the combat so that you can resolve it and determine what the outcome was. As you go through, you'll see there's quite a few different paragraphs. So it's a fairly lengthy adventure, fairly well done. These are all extremely well plotted, all of these different adventures. And this isn't the only science fiction one they have. They've got quite a number of them. And not as many as their fantasy, but there are quite a few. But you also can face traditional weapons as well in these science fiction games. So be aware that you can wind up with a mixed bag as far as combat goes. Everything from hand-to-hand combat to range combat. And it can be very interesting to see how it works out. The goal, of course, is to discover something, find a missing person, etc., fight an alien, whatever the situation calls you to do. At the end of it, they have a map of the area where the game goes, along with a plot of where the paragraphs put you. And this is actually used because in addition to playing this solitaire, which is what the paragraph system is originally set up for, you can also have a group of 3 or 4 friends play it, one of them serving as the game master, who sets up the situation and then allows them to make decisions and then kind of uses the paragraph system to follow through and result in whatever specific encounters they have. And they can play it as a team fighting the system. So again, it's another well-designed pocket adventure. It plays fairly quickly. You can probably play through the whole adventure in 2 or 3 hours. It's perfect for a game night when you don't have anything else that fired up and ready to go. Something like this is nice and easy to get into. The play on these things is excellent. I've played quite a few of Dark City Games, different games, and I got to tell you that each and every one of them has been exciting, challenging, and interesting, and still pretty fast to play. If you have any questions or comments, please include them below, and we'd appreciate your like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much.